Hello, friends, and welcome back to War 9, Season 7. We're in 193rd and Platinum 3. Today we're taking on WVW Le Bestie, whatever that means. They are a Gold 1 alliance, so pretty close in war rating, although we snuck into Platinum after last war, which is great news. Going in with my standard team, with Ghost Rider running backup. I'm sure you can guess why. First up, we have an enhanced armor up diversity node with a 6-star Iron Fist. Iron Fist is a champion who used to be so good. Those armor breaks back in the game when you could put a champion's armor into the negative values. You know, between him and OG Thor, they were just the damage kings, and then they were all nerfed. I don't know if Iron Fist, I don't know if they nerfed him in 12.0 or not. I can't remember. That was a while back. But either way, he's pretty much, a bench rider nowadays. The armor break can be good for, a couple champs like maybe an Emma Frost or Killmonger. But other than that, he really has no utility. Really in dire need of a buff, for sure. So this fight goes, pretty smoothly. Nothing much special going on there, and we move on. Taking another modified path today, 9 in the first section, then moving back on to 7 here. So this I expected maybe like a Captain Marvel, but it turns out to be a Superior Iron Man. This is like a poison node, and every time I fight a Superior Iron Man, I'm reminded of a guy who I used to be in an alliance with, who his only 455 was Superior Iron Man, and to this day just boggles me why you would, rank up, waste tier 2 alphas on that. But I guess maybe he liked the character or whatever. All right, so moving into the lane proper, we have everybody's favorite buffet mini boss Kingpin. So I had one more of those mini attack boosts in my stash there, so I just popped it on. Didn't need to pop a health boost or a champion boost. So this Kingpin, if I remember correctly, seems to eat a few more of my debuffs into Rage. So you see, right off the bat, he turned my Parry Bleed into Rage. I can't recall, I don't know why I didn't launch the S2 there, so I just went right back into it. So there he's got 2 Rage stacks. This would have been 4, of course, if he had been duped, but these fights are almost always over before he can ever build up enough rage to go unblockable. And for a rate of about, I think what is it, 70%, it doesn't seem to proc that often. So I don't know, maybe he's bugged, and maybe I don't really care if he is. So alright, so I went into this fight and then I backed out as soon as I saw that persistent charge here. I couldn't really decide if it was going to be a Bishop or a Sabretooth, and obviously it turns out to be Sabretooth. The reason I kind of second-guessed it was that because, when you fight a Bishop, you have to take a lot of block damage on his S1, because it's really difficult to fully evade. And his S2 is even more difficult. I think you have to take, the initial blocked hit and then let it push you back. So I make a mistake there, and I go in too early, following his special 1. I get a bleed on me. You can see willpower is healing about 75% of the bleed damage, so in the grand scheme of things, it's not really doing that much. Only lost about 9%, so willpower, almost a must-have mastery for war, I would say. And the Sabretooth is unduped on an armor node, so no healing to worry about. Pretty standard fight. Not a problem. Alright, so this is another Medusa on Arc Overload Recovery Mystic Ward node. This one I believe is only a 455, so a bit easier fight than last war, which was a max 5-star. So the strategy here is pretty much the same. You can do full 5-hit combos, except when she has 3 Furies or when she's about to get 3 Furies. So when she throws a special when Living Strands is active, I will go in with one hit and back off. Otherwise, I will parry and do heavy attacks. Using my special ones as soon as I can. I want to get those debuffs up as quickly as possible, just to do the get as much degen. Little bit of a mistake there. I went in for the intercept. She intercepted me, and then she somehow broke through my block on her special one. Healed up a bit from the armor break, so it wasn't too bad. And you can see I'm not really in danger of dying or anything. So I'm getting backed up slowly but surely into the corner. I don't want to push her to her special two, especially when I'm that close to the wall. And you can see I'm kind of at a point where I've lost my S1, but I don't want to... I want to save my special 3 in case I get backed up, and then I can push her back with a last-ditch effort. So Fear of the Void active, so I need to keep going back in. Fortunately, she goes down without me having to call in Sentry for backup. So not as smooth a fight as last time for sure. And in fact, even the fight before it with Sabretooth wasn't really that clean. And this fight isn't really that clean either, so... Didn't bother to heal up Void because I fight Goblin on this node all the time. I knew I wouldn't really be in danger. So right off the bat here, he throws his S1 immediately, so I think, okay, so this fight is going to go pretty well. He's going to be cooperative, and we're going to be done and go downstairs for breakfast right away. So now I'm trying to bait his second special one, and he is having none of it. Trying to entice him, putting a few hits on him, just keep dexing back, and eventually here I make a choice between, getting caught against the wall or pushing him to his S2, which I really don't mind to do. So I do end up pushing him over the S2. I don't want to give him much more power, so I really have to bait out the special 2. Hit into his block, back up, and I get nailed by his special 2. Fortunately, if he had been duped, that might have killed me because he had 2 bars, which is like a 20% damage increase. Fortunately, Void is Incinerate immune, so I don't get that debuff on me. You can see I wasn't really healing up much of the damage because it was a poison debuff, which kind of nerfs willpower a little bit. So the fight's a little bit sketchy right now. If I take another special... it's probably going to be lights out for me here, so I really need to play carefully, but also, trying to stay aggressive enough that I don't get backed up and that I can keep pulling damage. So, Fear of the Void up, extra debuffs, his healing is long gone, so it's just a matter of outlasting him here, and he degens himself to death. So, kind of a sloppy effort from me, but nonetheless came out with no death. So this was another good, really, really good war for us. I think probably our best war this season. We had maybe a dozen deaths over all 3 battle groups. So all of us did really, really well. We did come out the winners. So good war over in WVW. We got 3 wars left this season. We are about I think we're at like 175 right now in Platinum 3, so we need a win in Tier 3, which is what we moved up to really cement a Platinum 3 standing, I think. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.